Castles was supposed to be a weekly magazine, and from my calculation of the costs, it required, for instance, a fairly large advertising budget for people to be aware of the paper. I also felt that I required excellent stationery. I felt that there were a few glamour bits that I thought were required. Well, the good thing was that I did not actually get office premises. I decided to share with my brother. I just got a corner of his office and was working from there. So basically, I put all this together, and my takeoff costs were 300,000 naira. Within a few days, that money was virtually gone. So 100,000 on advertising, 70,000 on stationery, another 20,000 on branding, and so on and so forth. And the end result was, by the time the paper got out, the market wasn't ready to accept it. So as we went along, after the second edition, the third edition, I decided to slim down the paper and basically give it out for free, which was what I should have done from the get-go. And when people got it, they read through and found it to be useful. And the total cost of putting out that paper in that form was 25,000 naira. So basically, if I had gotten 25,000 naira and started the paper in that format, all I required was to sell 2.5 pages of advertising, and I was in the black. So that was the manner and way we restarted the company. I would say restarted because obviously we had started on this high note and we're not able to paper. So that is a lesson, I think, for startups. What is critical? And what is critical must be viewed extremely dispassionately. Now, a key element or a key component of the makeup of an entrepreneur is his passion and his optimism, and quite frankly, battling against odds. So you have to rethink everything. Space, do you need that much space? People, do they need to be full-time? In terms of branding, how brilliant should your campaign be, or your branding ideas be? Can you do it cheaper? Does it need to be so expensive? All those things will all come into play. Now, if you're selling luxury goods, you cannot avoid having, high-end stuff all the way. However, there are ways you can stage your office. Basically, the area where you may interact with your customers could be a palace, but the back end, well, could be like the ordinary startup. Now, one of the famous stories of all the startups, especially in Silicon Valley, is how they use tables on top of drums, and how they started in garages and so on and so forth. And there's something to be learned from that, because really the key thing is the product and the service and how to deliver it. Every other thing at the startup stage is peripheral, and you must treat it in that manner.